Activated. About to get done. What current or? Is this a different or? Sandbox. Yeah, so it's getting activated, but meanwhile, let's have a look at the inbound one. Inbound change sets. So here it is. Inbound change set is available, and whatever all components you've added it over there, and the outbound change set is available in here. Now, what you need to do is you just need to validate it. And the validation is basically making sure that whether if you're going to deploy it over here, will it get deployed or not? That's all what it is. It's more about like when you're deploying the classes or the code or something like that, all the test classes or the test cases that have been passed with it will get executed over here, and that's all what you select in here. So you just validate, and it's not compulsory that for you to validate. Even if you'll not validate, and even if you'll start deployment, it will automatically validate it. Like it's basically like running a program. Before running a program, it will automatically compile. So that's what it is. If you deploy it, it will automatically validate it. If there is any problem that is happening while validating it, while deploying it, then in that case, the package will not get deployed. Or no component from that package or from that change set will get deployed into this production. Or that's what it is. Track the progress of deployment status, right? Validated, succeeded. Okay, so let's go to this inbound change set and deploy it. Deploy, yeah, deploy. Up till now, there was no student object in here. But which object? Course object? Course object. But now there will be. There's no course. Is it? I'll do it. I'm just showing there. Up till now, there is none. And now there will be. After the deployment gets completed. Where is course? Student. Sure. Sorry. I mean, in the package it was course. Over here it was student, right? So the student got like student object got deployed in here. So that's how change sets work. Now let's go and try to log in the fourth sandbox. Sandboxes. Activating. Let's see how much time it will take to activate. So basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer something from the third sandbox to the fourth sandbox, and from the fourth sandbox to the third sandbox. That's what I'm going to do with the help of Deepika, with the help of change sets, right? With the help of change sets. Okay, so this is outbound change set. Let's see how much time it's going to take to activate it. Still pending. What are you activating? What are you activating? Just tell me that. अच्छा चलो meanwhile I'll ask some questions to you guys, right? है ना? नींद उड़ेगी यार ऐसे कैसे? है ना? Just tell me the topic. Wow, एवं मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ भी उसमें से कैसे कैसे Sonia, tell me one thing. If like there is a set of code that I've written, right? There are a number of classes, and there are a number of test classes that I want to execute at once. Like more than 10 classes that I want to execute at once. And I don't want to do select all of those 10 classes and the unit test methods of all of them manually. So what I can do? How to execute a test class? How to execute a test class? Just tell me. By clicking on run test, right? So that's what I'm asking. If there are 10 test classes and there are like 20 unit test methods inside it, I want all of them to run at one time, and I do not want to select every time each of the unit test and each of the test class. Then how I'm going to do that? No, in multiple test classes, there are multiple unit test methods that I have selected, and I want all of them to run on one click. I do not want to select them again and again whenever I'm testing it. Getting it? So, like if I'm going to test it 10 times or 20 times, I do not want to select them all again and again. I want something like that should automatically execute all of the test classes and all of the unit test methods that I've added into that. So how I can do that? Create a test suite. Inside a test suite, add multiple test classes, multiple test methods, and run it. Right? That's what you can do. Right? And I'm not going to ask you questions now, which only I have taught. I'm going to ask you questions which you guys are going to do in your day-to-day activities. Next, APIs. Let's talk about it. When to use REST API and when to use SOAP API. What is the full form of REST API? Exactly. Simple Object Access Protocol. What are you guys doing? Full form नहीं पता हमको. Branch when to use REST, when to use SOAP. एक्टिवेट नहीं हो रहा, आप लोग को एक्टिवेट करता हूँ मैं. डन. एक्टिवेट तो करूँगा. When to use REST, when to use SOAP. तो VM डेटा क्रिएट नहीं होता. हाँ ठीक है, तो मतलब वो तो ठीक है. मतलब so basically you're saying SOAP API supports only XML, whereas like REST API supports JSON as well as XML. ठीक है, that's the difference. Now tell me when to use which one, or why to use which one. So we have logged into our fourth sandbox. Now we want to deploy the same thing. Now we want to deploy the same chain set, the student object deploy chain set, to our fourth sandbox as well. Right? How we can do that? So outbound chain set is already created. We just need to upload it to our fourth sandbox as well. But is fourth sandbox coming in here? Why? Exactly. So that it's not broken, but it's not allowed. We have to change the deployment settings by going into the fourth sandbox. Right? Fourth sandbox should allow that this org is allowed to deploy anything into me, right? Into my org. That's what it is. Let it open. अरे भाई ये तो क्या हो रहा है, कब तक करेगा? लेके भालू डॉगी को सर्फिंग कर रहे हैं यार यहाँ पे. हम बैठे सैंडबॉक्स डिप्लॉयमेंट करना हमको.